It's one of my favorite days, Jose. It's a day where we get to look at a Double Fine Studios downloadable game.
We take a look at some good Double Fine games. I mean, they haven't proved me wrong in a while.
They might be triple fine now because,
Quadruple fine.
Costume Quest, stacking, and now we're looking at a game today which is a very interesting, innovative title. It's Trenched, and this is a combination of a tower defense game and a giant robot.
It's like Mech Assault Tower Defense.
Are you feeling this?
What did you think about it? Tell me.
It's an interesting game. You know, the first part of the game, you're just going around and you're sort of protecting a certain, a location. Like, don't let anybody get to this. And then they have all these sort of guys coming out of these tubes, the tube walkers.
They're called tubes. They're tube monsters.
Yeah.
So you've got a structure to protect.
You set up turrets.
And I was about to say that's the real big kicker here is that you bring down what they call emplacements, and they're actually fired off this ship, which is where your trench is housed.
Like the first time I threw one, I was like, yeah, I want to throw one there.
Flying down. I know, it feels like you're about to get shot, but you're actually bringing in your tower. And you've got, all your standard towers like machine guns and shotguns, and then you've got crazier ones. You've got these little magnets that'll pick up scrap, and scrap is left by the enemy, and that becomes the currency in the game. The biggest kicker here is that you can customize your trench.
Yeah, I mean, it starts off cool. You have like a couple of weapons you can put on different parts of your robot, and then you get a new chassis for your robot. You're like, well, this one has 3 slots on the side. What can I do there? And you get these guns that each gun will take up a sort of a slot, and it'll show you how much it's going to take up and sort of the damage it'll do. I had this one. I can shoot like 1 bullet at a time. It was really slow, but it took up 3 slots on my right side.
Sniping those blitzes is, I gotta say, really rewarding.
I played it differently. I had a chassis that allowed me to have more slots for different kinds of emplacements, and I spent most of my single-player experience dropping down a ton of these towers and really playing it like a tower defense game. Now, the big thing is that you don't have to. See, that's the great thing about Trench, and what I really fell in love with is it rewards different kinds of play styles. You can go ahead and just go, I'm going to play it like a straight-up action game, bring down a couple of these things, or you can say, I'm going to go ahead and give up, sacrifice a little defense on my trench, and I'm going to go bigger with towers. It's like they've managed to take 3 or 4 different genres and smash them into a game that makes pretty good sense. I mean, none of it feels like it's out of place here. Here's one of my issues with the game. It's a tower defense game, but they never really let you pull out and see the battlefield and find out where you're putting these towers. And there were definitely times when I was playing the game where I got a little turned around, I wasn't sure where things were.
It didn't bother me that much.
You were playing it like an action game. Did you find that it was responsive like a giant mech game should be?
Basically, the firing worked. It was just sort of weird to like...
That's the lowest bar ever.
Well, that's all you gotta do in this game. You're running around and you're shooting. So I'm running around, I'm like, I'm aiming at this guy, I'm shooting him, he dies, happiness on my face, excitement in my hands.
Again, simple pleasures. One giant bullet, the shooting works.
That's how I roll. Come on.
Those were very small problems, and I think those are small problems in a very big game. This is a full price download. It's $15, but I think it's absolutely worth it.
I enjoyed the hell out of myself. I'm gonna go back and play some more. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Thought it was a good game.
I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 right there.